because that's success. That's absolutely fundamentally success. There's a group that stood in the creek, and yeah, that's a kid in his diaper there, so I don't know what's up there. But that is success. We can do this all day long. We can be competitive nationally doing this all day long. We can outdo Boulder, Colorado with this all day long. And it's easy, and it's authentic, and it's happening. This is our Grand LA. It's under construction now. Scale-wise, we would never do it, Sam, so don't yell at me. We could host 2 St. James Art Fairs simultaneously at this site, if that gives you an idea of scale. It's going to have a wetland area at the very top, a long promenade, see the ability to host farmers markets. And this is what it looks like today. That's I-64 in the foreground, the bridge over. This area is under construction. This is big. We are opening up the equivalent of a new Cherokee Park about every 18 months right now. Pope Lick Park is our next park south. If any of y'all had kids playing soccer, you probably spent time at John Floyd Fields. The Louisville Loop's going to be carried across Floyd's Fork here. That's an idea of what the bridge will look like. We've got a walking track now going around the soccer park. The neatest thing about that to me, as we go out there, is we're seeing, it's not even done, so everyone's trespassing, which is awesome. But we're seeing parents that instead would come in, drop the kid off to play soccer, then leave, are staying, and are now walking the loop. Because we're making fitness available to them. And that's a powerful statement as we look at the health statistics of Louisville, that you can make a difference by making amenities available. The Strand is our connective strand, because we're not the most creative guys, that connects our northern parks and our southern parks. The Strand is cool because it's our best smallmouth fishing stretch. We just had, if you all are anglers, Fish and Wildlife just sampled the stream. We've got about half the number of smallmouth as the Elkhorn, and we're about half the size of the waterway. So that's pretty strong. And there are numerous 13 and 14-inch smallmouth in there. I don't know if any of y'all had the good fortune to attend an event we had earlier this summer called Field and Fork. We found a walnut grove. Kristen Boone, Kristen, wave your hand. She's our fundraiser. She said, let's bring this thing to life, and we were able to pull off the event for 400 folks, and they ate between trees, had drinks on the creek, and then got to listen to Kentucky's very own Sam Bush hit some bluegrass on the banks. To me, that's our sweet spot. It's authentic, it's easy, I don't have to force it, I don't have to keep up with anyone, it fits us like a glove. And Sam played Bonnaroo the night before in front of 100,000 people, played 400 people in front of us, and could not have been more happy. Turkey Run Park is our more southern park, 1,100 acres. It's our adventure sports center. It's going to be a center of our trail system and our catenary bridge. This is a swinging bridge designed to float above the forest, because once you get to the top of the oak hickory trees here in Kentucky, you get different sort of birds, you get different critters, and it comes to life. And so we've got to find ways to open it up. We want this to be the spot that everyone visits when you have family come into Louisville, that you got to see this. And we also love making engineers' heads explode. We asked them to develop a swinging bridge that's ADA accessible. So, got a bit of sense of humor with those guys. It'll also be the headquarters of our mountain bike trail system. Now, I show the extreme stuff because it's cool and exciting. We're looking at building trails like this, but it's progressive. We want to take folks in their skill level from beginner all the way up. We are an entry-level park where hopefully you learn a new sport, be it kayaking, fishing, mountain biking, hiking, gardening, and then you can take it to the next level. But we want to provide you the entry point to do that. We also have a lot of wildlife. Anyone know what critter that is?
Heron.
No.
Sandhill.
Sandhill. Sandhill crane. We have a ton of sandhill cranes out there in the winter, and it is a beautiful sound to hear. And that's right 20 minutes from downtown Louisville. So that was taken in Turkey Run Park last winter. We've also been busy. As Mary Ann knows, we planted a few trees. This is a planting of 30,000 trees. Editorial comment from Scott. Meetings are fun, commissions are neat. We'd rather just plant trees. So we're going to plant 250,000 of them over the next 2 years. Get it done and get out of the way. And this is our first significant planting. We also restored the Stout House. This is the oldest property in the park. Dates to the 1820s. It is a 2-room house. They raised 11 kids in it in the 1830s. It's always fun to take young school kids out there and tell them, how'd you like to share this with 11 kids? Oh, and by the way, 6 of your brothers and sisters aren't going to make it to 10, but that's beside the point. It's a great place to tell history. And the neat thing about this is we have the original deed. And the deed was signed, as the native Virginian in the room, the county of Kentucky was part of. I'm here to take it back. But it was signed by the governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, one Thomas Jefferson. History is real, and it comes to life if we bring it out. And that's one of the places we want to bring that story out. Finally, Broad Run Park in the south, our southernmost park. This is going to service the rapidly growing communities of Mount Washington. We project ahead, as Stu said, 50 years. Mount Washington's going to be part of Louisville. And, it's going to feel like one big city. So we're going to provide park assets there well ahead of development that allow it to grow in a way that is a place you want to live. Large wetland areas for hiking, and a lot of visitation features in terms of soccer and playgrounds. Metrics, metrics, metrics. The unique thing about this job, and I came from the public sector, is I work with the sharpest team of private sector folks I've worked with. Jim Moore, raise your hand. He's from Price Waterhouse. If I need to write something down, he asks me, will a pencil work instead of a pen? So that's an important lesson. But it's that sharp, razor-sharp private sector focus that we bring to parks that makes this unique. And I think it's what's going to allow us to be very effective stewards of the resources we have. So we measure everything. We have over 120,000 park visits. I think it's 147,000 this year. Over 20 events with participation over 2,000. We take our customer rating cards extraordinarily seriously. If we're not serving the customers what they want, we have to make immediate course corrections, and we will. So we got a 4.8 out of 5, and we planted over 32,000 trees. We measure what we do, and then we measure again, and then we measure again. And if we're not hitting the marks, we're failing. We're going to be held accountable, and then we're going to make the course corrections and execute. Whoops. The key benefits of the park, and I've touched on some of these. We bring people together. We are out in the eastern end of the county where people pull home, the garage door opens, the car goes in, garage door shuts, and that's it. Yeah, that's not it for us. We want neighbors to know each other, meet each other, and walk to the park. So we hope to bring the community together. Recreational, we're going to provide world-class amenities, everything from 5K, 10K stuff, mountain biking to ballooning. We'll try anything that authentically fits Louisville. It's not a forced deal, folks. We can do everything they do in our communities. In fact, we can do it better. We just got to find our voice. Environmental, we skim over this because it's so second nature to us, but we're planting the trees. We're doing riparian buffers. We're only using native warm season grasses and meadows taking place at fescue. We're doing quail reintroduction now. We got all sorts of cool stuff going on. Economic development, I've touched on it. We are here to distinguish Louisville as a great place to live. If you bring a prospective business to town, a prospective employee that's important to you to recruit, call us. We want to help you make that sale. Our asset is for your use. It's got to have muscle. So use us is what I'm pleading for. Health, there but for the grace of God in Mississippi, Kentucky has some pretty horrific health statistics. So it matters. I've been on the other side of the table. I've seen the performance where companies are evaluating the health levels of a community before they decide to locate a company there. You can actually figure out what your absentee rates are based on obesity and smoking. So our job is to make Louisville healthier. And we think the key with Louisville is not that we extra love KFC, it's that we don't have enough recreational amenities or space to do the activity. And I think Floyd's Fields is showing that right now. So we're focused on that. And then educational, science, technology, engineering, and math. How do you bring a park to life and help those kids learn? I relate very personally to that. I am that classic ADD kid who put me in a classroom with a biology teacher droning on about something. I don't care. Take me into a park, oh my gosh, the crib cycle makes sense. I get it. The park is going to do that. We want to touch those kids. We want to find the next Steve Jobs in Louisville by turning them on through this park. And we think with Kim's work in the Education Center and PNC support, we're going to be able to do that. Outlook, people are visiting and enjoying the park. This is not talk. We are on schedule to complete this $120 million project by 2015. And it's happening. We are increasingly serving not only Louisville, but the region. We look at our primary market as the 1.2, 1.4 people here in Louisville, but we look at a 4.2 to 5.2 million population service range of people that will drive here to do the things that we can offer in this park. So that's more economic activity. But our take is that if we look at migration patterns across the nation, Kentucky is still very rural, more so than the rest of the nation. The next century tells us that people are going to move to cities. And we see Louisville as downtown Kentucky. Sure, people may move to Lexington. It is going to be a great college town. Covington, Florence are always going to be suburbs of Cincinnati. Louisville is it for Kentucky. We're going to be the downtown of the state. And so this park is designed to service the downtown of a very progressive and prosperous and growing Kentucky. We are opening new amenities in November. We're going to open the first 1.5 miles of Louisville Loop. In January, we are going to open the PNC Center for Education. In February, we open the Gaines Lodge I showed you. In April, we start opening our picnic shelters, our canoe access points. September, we hope to open the egg lawn. We have to grow in a little bit of grass, and we grow grass just like you in your lawns. We pray and cross our fingers. And I saw a member of the cloth back there, so if you can keep us in your prayers, that'd be greatly appreciated. What can you do? There is a call to action here. We are very lucky to be underway, but we need your help to keep this up. What can you do? You can visit it. Come see the park. Drive through it. Take a look. Bring your neighbors and friends and family. Visit our website to see what's going on. Check us out on Facebook. You can give to it. Kristen's here, Jim's here, I'm here. We have a stretch capital goal to hit to help us add more miles of trails that will be built on time and will be built to a world-class standard. If you're interested in contributing and being part of that, we need your help, and we would greatly appreciate it to see any of us if you're interested in supporting us. Book it. See Sam. He's here to help you think about how you can bring this facility to your use. You got a concert, you got a wedding, you got a family reunion, you got a business meeting. You're bringing in folks from around the nation. Bring them to our park. We'll put on a good show. I'll throw a couple extra trout in the stream in front of the Geens so you can be there and wade or fishing when your group arrives. This ain't hard, y'all. Follow it. We've got a great new communications manager on board. We're on Facebook. If you want to take hikes, we're offering those about every weekend through the next couple weeks. A great chance to learn about home in a different way. I moved here from the mountains of Virginia, like Appalachia. I'm a son of Appalachia too. And, you know, you think it's just rolling terrain, and a lot of the nation flies over us. There is so much cool stuff happening out there that we can show you if you give us the chance. You got to slow down, but give us 5 minutes, and you will never look at your backyard the same again. Learn and tell the story. It's a special project, and tell it, learn it. We're going to tell you all the cultural history behind it, from settlement, pre-settlement, the fossils. Again, we're going to teach you the story so you can tell it around town. And then believe it. And this is the scary stuff. We are doing this Olmsted thing again. And there's not a night that I don't think anyone on our team doesn't get up kind of scared with the audacity of it, but it's happening. We're building those parks that 50 years from now are going to be Cherokee Park for this community. And it's not another dead-end park. It's going to be well-maintained to a world-class standard, because if it's not maintained, it's not worth doing. So know that every contribution you make is going to a facility that we hope maintains a level of excellence to that of the Biltmore, to that of Central Park, in terms of how it lives, breathes, and how you all use it. That's the end of my remarks, and I'll leave you with this. We lose people to that city. Everyone knows what that one is? Seattle. We lose people to that city. They're cool and hip. There's Indy. We lose people to that. That's Atlanta. They really have nothing to offer. But we can swing back with this, and we can swing back hard. And our park's going to give us a real advantage to do that no other community in the nation is building right now. That's the end of my remarks. I'll be happy to take any questions you have. Mr. President, Rotarians, thank you for your time.